Hello everyone. So something that I'm planning to do uh, a while often, okay, pretty often now because it'll help me reinforce the things that I'm studying first, and second, maybe you people can comment on whether I'm overdoing it and things like that. So yeah, and it'll keep an accountability kind of a thing also. So whichever topic I'll be doing, I'm consolidating all in first aid, and I'm basically going the PYQ way, because I mean the previous year topics way, because I feel that I usually tend to overdo a lot of things, so I need to control that a bit and be more focused on revising and trying to, compress my notes and go through them again and again. So that is it. So let's uh, take today's topic, like it's at arteriosclerosis. I just finished the topic to this just now, and basically there was a question, there was a past year question, AIMS question. I had made a custom module, and you know, there was a question that there's a vascular lesion that is shown, and you had to identify that this vascular lesion is not caused in which of the following conditions. Okay, so they gave conditions like diabetes mellitus and all this thing, okay, from marrow. And this is a past AIMS past year question. I did the custom module before starting this, so yeah, go back. So when we come to arteriosclerosis, the most important thing is the fact that it is basically the small arteries and arterioles that are involved in it. And there are two types, that is hyaline and hyperplastic. Now hyaline is just simply the plasma protein leaks into the endothelium, and plasma protein leaking into the endothelium, and then after that it undergoes all these hyaline changes, okay. And it is usually, it happens age wise. There are three conditions that makes it happen, that is the benign hypertension, that is also called the essential hypertension, diabetes mellitus, and elderly normotensive patients, you get in them as well, okay. And this was basically the question that had come, okay. And here you have the hyperplastic type, which has the onion skin appearance because of this proliferation of blood vessels, all right. So hyaline is basically this diagram, and you have all these hyaline depositions here, right? And hyperplastic is basically layer by layer the smooth muscle is proliferating, so that's why you have this onion skin appearance kind of a thing. And this hyperplastic hypertension, that happens in severe hypertension, okay. So hyperplastic changes, they happen in severe hypertension, and it is basically because of the proliferation of smooth muscles. Now I had seen in some other notes also that proliferation of smooth muscles happens here as well, but then I won't go into too much of confusion, so I'm just keeping it here. And another thing is fibrinoid necrosis takes place in this, okay. So even even if you go back, they have a necrosis chart in first aid, so there itself also you can just note it down that this is where you have fibrinoid necrosis, okay. So yeah, I think that's it. I mean, that should be it for the pathology of arteriosclerosis. And another thing is, yeah, severe hypertension, it can also cause this malignant hypertension, which has these two properties, that is papillary edema and SBP more than 180, okay, SBP more than 180. So yeah, and that's it, I think, for the two types of hyaline calcification. And this is something that has come in IMS, okay. And everything that is basically put in purple is something that you know um, I mean, this game, okay, I mean, the hyaline, they asked that, okay, they gave this image and they asked the question. And maybe next time you can expect ki they'll give something about hyperplastic, they'll maybe give this image or something like that, or maybe they can even give this Mockenberg thing, okay. But yeah, I think like enough to basically answer this question, because they have those three options only, that is diabetes mellitus, severe hypertension, benign hypertension, which is basically essential hypertension, and old age. And they're just asking you that accept, okay. You just have to remember the fact that they have told accept here. And the vascular lesion below is a characteristic of all of the following except. So accept, because they have written accept, so you can just be like, okay, diabetes में hyaline changes होते हैं, okay, because we have just read it. Benign hypertension you have, okay, old age normotensives you have, Okay, but then in case of severe hypertension, you have mostly hyperplastic changes. So this would have a hyperplastic change, and this is not hyperplastic, and this is hyaline. So that's how you can eliminate and go to the answer. Next is here they have even written some parts of it. I mean, they've just written the points that is most essential. That is. Hyaline is not a characteristic of severe and things like that. And yeah, this is something that I wrote from here itself. Normotensis, it is basically normotensis elderly patients that it is found. And I think the rest of it is pretty self-explanatory, and points are, they have just given the things that you really need. I mean, these three conditions that you have, and that's it. Okay, so no bulleting out kind of a thing. Next is the, like, if you want to get into the a bit of an extra stuff. Okay, like it has a possibility of coming, that is Mockenberg sclerosis, because the entire topic is important. Since we got a question on hyaline arteriosclerosis as a whole would be pretty important. So क्योंकि CVS, what I have seen from CVS pathology, when I did the custom module of hashtag AIMS, okay, I only got 4 questions, okay, and arteriosclerosis is one of them. So that means it's a very big deal. So yeah, Mockenberg sclerosis, okay, Mockenberg, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so this is supposed to be medial calcific stenosis. Like when we talk about medial, now see, okay, M for Mockenberg, M for medial, and M for medium sized vessels as well. So this happens in medium sized vessels, and this also takes place medial. Like, the medial layers basically get affected. The more medial layers get affected. So that is the first thing that you have to remember. Now conceptually you have to have the understanding of the layers. So there is no picture of the layers of the blood vessels, and it is important. Okay, this histological diagram is very important, and I found this really nice picture and I thought of adding it. So basically what happens is intima is something that, I mean, not intima, you can say media is a structure that is sandwiched between the two elastic membranes, okay? The two elastic lamina. Here we had internal elastic lamina, right? So here we had internal elastic lamina. So media is basically a structure that is sandwiched between the two. Okay, so here is the internal elastic lamina and here is the external elastic lamina, right? So yeah, so what this monkey bug does is it just goes to the, I mean, it starts from this internal elastic lamina and it goes inwards. Okay, that is, it covers the media. So it affects the internal elastic lamina and it affects the media. Okay, so since it's affecting these two, okay, so that's why there is tunica intima is not involved. Okay, that is very important. So this is not involved. Okay, and they have cleared this also here that intima is not involved, but I haven't highlighted it because I didn't feel the need to. When you have so many good images and when they have already explained the fact that internal elastic lamina is there in the media and things like that, I mean, these two are involved basically. So that's why, because it goes inwards, so it does not cause any obstruction. Without obstruction, but there is vascular stiffening. Obviously vascular stiffening has to be there, but since it's not going inwards, okay, that's why there is no obstruction there as such. Okay, so you have this appearance, that is the pipe stem appearance, and here they have already shown it to you here, and it's on x-ray. And yeah, I think that does like most of it. And last point about this, I mean, I feel that is a very important point, because calcification is like that one topic which they keep asking you again and again. I mean, it has been a very common topic. So this Monckeberg sclerosis is pretty much related to dystrophic calcification. I mean, the type of calcification that happens here is dystrophic. Okay, that is basically on because of some abnormality. So um, that's why it is, and it's a stain by von Cossa stain. So von Cossa stain is basically the calcium gets stained by black. Okay, calcium gets basically stained black. So yeah, they can give you something like that also. I mean, maybe you get black portions here or something like that. So yeah, I think that does it for arteriosclerosis, and it's like just like really simple. I mean, very small summarized, and I think it's very easy to revise this as quickly as possible. So let me know if I have to filter out anything else, and whether this is like enough for, and I think this is enough, or whether I'm overdoing it. So that's it. And this is how I have basically done it. Okay, and I'm going to keep explaining this way so that it gets fit into my memory as well, and I can revise stuff, and I can revise things as well. Because yeah, so this is one question that has come in AIMS. And everything that you can see purple, okay, purple huge highlights, I mean purple, this this sized highlights, okay. So all of this has basically come in names, okay, like Highland and diabetes, and these are like the options that had come, elderly, normotensive, and benign hypertension, and things like that. Okay, so I'll see you next time. I mean, the next topic that I do, and I feel that I'm at a stage of explaining it and putting out points over there, I'll just make a quick screen share video and do it. Bye.